All right, guys. Um, Germany turn 6. All right. So Germany has 67 to spend. I am buying 12 infantry, 2 fighters, and a strat bomber. All right. We got a few attacks. All right. I'm going to take 2 infantry into Transjordan with a fighter. All right. I am going to take 2 infantry and an artillery into Bessarabia. All right, Ukraine, I'm going to take an infantry and an artillery in Western Ukraine. All right, Belarus, I'm going to take 2 infantry and an artillery. All right, in Estonia, I'm going to walk in with an infantry. All right, and Karelia, I'm going to bring in an infantry and an artillery. All right. I'm going to take 2 guys from Finland. All right. Into Norway. I'm going to bring a bomber over, which would be 1, 2. And he'll probably go back to Western Germany. And bring in 2 for support. All right. So we'll see how that goes. I'm also going to bring in a fighter from Holland. 1, 2, 3. And he'll land in Finland. And I'm going to take a sub, take out that transport. So that'll be down. Yeah. Just to make sure, I'll bring in 2 fighters, and they'll both land in Finland. All right, so that's all my attacks. All right. Yeah. All right. So let me get some dice. I'll have 1, 2 1s and a 4. All right, and you're going to have 2 2, 1 2 actually. Yeah, you only got 1 guy. All right, so let's get this first battle done. I got a hit. You got a hit. Bummer. All right, this becomes Germany. All right, I lose an infantry. You lose your guy, and of course the fire goes back. All right. All right. Okay, let's move up to Russia. All right. All right. So, first battle is Bessarabia. All right. You got a 2. I'm going to have 2 2s. I don't have this anymore. I won't have it. I'll have it later. 2 2s and a 1. All right. 2 2s and a 1 versus a 2. I'm on the bottom. You're on the top. Nobody got hit. Let's try it again. Oh my God. Come on, hit something. All right, I finally got a hit. All right, I need to answer that spam call. All right, so this will be Germany. We can take it with 2 infantry and artillery. Okay, Ukraine. 2 2s and versus your 2 2. Yeah, that'll work. You're on the top. I'm on the bottom. Hopefully this will work too. I got a hit and a hit, so that's done. Let's get rid of this. All right, this will be Germany. All right, this is deleted. This is deleted. All right, next one is going to be your 2 versus the same thing. I got 2 infantry and got artillery. You got one guy. All right. Let's do it again. I need this one. All right, got a hit, even though I got one left. All right, so I got an artillery left. All right. Yeah. It ain't gonna matter. You're gonna take it, whatever it is. That'll be Germany. All right. This is a walk-on. All right. Okay. This is the tough one. Same right over here. 2 2s versus 1 2. All right. This is the one I need. Come on, hit it. Yes. All right. So Leningrad is actually German territory for a turn. Anyway, Russian artillery is gone. I got infantry artillery. All right. Move the dice over to this side. And I'll take these two. Move them over. Which I could have just used the ones up on top. All right. Sub gone. Transport's gone. All right. So I'm going to have 2 4s. And I'm going to have 4 1s. And you're going to have 2 2s. All right. So we can actually roll this all together. Give your comrades a valid effort. And you got 1 hit. I've got 2. Delete that one. Delete that one. All right. So it was a gallant effort. I give you credit. I lose 1 infantry. All right. I got 2 fighters that are going to land in Finland. All right. The bombers coming back to Western Germany. All right. This fighter's going into Finland. All right. So I'm going to take 1 guy, move it into Viborg just to aggravate you. So, all right. So there we go. Actually, I'll move 1 into Karelia too. That'll be fun. Okay. All right. On this side, that's it for the battles. All right. So this reminds me that to bring these 3 fighters down to, so they'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and they will land in Gibraltar. All right. Okay. Got to make some room here. This bomber I'll just put right there. This transport's going to bring 2 down and land in Gibraltar with 2 infantry. 1, 2. All right. Okay. This transport is going to go down to Egypt. All right. I'll just land him there. He's going to bring down 2 guys to Cairo. I'll beef that up. All right. My 2 other 2 fighters are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from an airbase, and they're going to help support the fighters that are with our Italian friends in case you get sneaky. All right. Over here, I am going to take my 2 tanks and I'm going to move them to Western Germany. All right. I'm going to take an infantry to Holland, another infantry to Holland. All right. I'm going to take one infantry and rail 1, 2, 3 to Denmark. All right. I'm going to lay one infantry in France with an artillery in Paris. I'll leave 2 in Normandy. All right. So there we go on that part. These 2 Germans that are in northern Italy are going to move up to Western Germany. I don't need them there anymore. As of right now, I don't. You never know. They're there. That's that. Okay, over here. I am going to leave an infantry and an artillery. I'm just going to leave an infantry in Romania. I'm going to move up the artillery. I'm going to move. Can't hit me with that. 1, 2. All right, and we're gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna leave my 3 tanks right where they're at. Actually, I'm gonna move 2 tanks up to east. All right, and I'm going to take this tank into Lithuania with 2 infantry. We'll rail over there to Lithuania. All right. You can't blitz, so I don't have to worry about that. Can't blitz through the puppet marshes. Yep. I'm ready for some excitement. All right, so 1 tank will be there. They moved. All right, I'm going to plant. Okay, where's my guys? All right. I'm going to plant these 3. All right, the bomber is going into Western. All right, these 2 fighters are going to go into Romania. Oh, I forgot these guys. All right, let me get rid of these dice. Sub is there. I don't want to delete it. All right. All right. This sub is going to hopefully stop that Lend-Lease. All right. And these 3 subs are going 1, 2 to A25. We're going to sit right there. Okay. All right. And yep, that looks good. That looks good. Those guys are all moved. I put the 2 fighters in Romania. Yeah, 2 fighters in Romania. All right. You know what? I ain't going to do that. I'm going to put my 2 fighters in Western Germany. Actually, I'm going to put them in Paris. Oh, wait a minute. 1, 2. Now I'm going to put them in Romania. And I'll put 1 more infantry in Romania. All right. Okay. So, all right. And then I'm going to put 10 infantry. Well, I'm going to put 2 infantry in Western. All right, and then I'm going to put the rest of the 9 infantry in Berlin. All right, so they're ready to go. All right, that's it. Okay, deposition. Let's start down here. Egypt, Transjordan, I got 1 infantry. I'm sticking his thumb out, you guys. All right, Cairo, I got 2 infantry, 3 fighters, and a bomber. All right. Over in Gibraltar, I have 3 fighters, a strat bomber with 2 infantry. In the Bay of Biscay, I have 3. In A3025, I got 3 subs. Normandy, I have 2 infantry. Paris, I have an infantry artillery. Belgium, Holland, 2 infantry. Denmark, 2 infantry. Western Germany, 2 tanks. You know what? I'm going to rail them to Germany instead from here. So, because I could rail 3. All right. And then that was the third one up there. Denmark has 2 infantry. Berlin has 4 infantry, 2 strat bombers and AA. Berlin has 9 infantry, 2 tanks. Normandy has 3 infantry. I have a sub that's defending at Lend-Lease on A9. I have a sub in A5. Finland, I have 2 fighters and 2 infantry. Karelia, 1 infantry. Volleybird, 1 infantry. Russia, Leningrad, I have an artillery and an infantry. Lithuania, an infantry. Belarus, a artillery. Lithuania, 2 infantry and artillery, a tank, and an AA. In Eastern Poland, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tanks, 10 mechs, 1, 2, 3, 4 artillery, 3 AA. Western infantry, artillery. Belarus, I have, or Bessarabia, I have 2 infantry and an artillery. In Romania, I have 2 infantry, 2 fighters, and a tank and an AA. And that is it. All right. I will collect for Germany. I have 50 on the tracker. I have 50 on the tracker. All right. And let's see what I got here. All right. I have Leningrad. Ooh, for a turn. All right. I got 5 subs. So I've got 23 in NOs. 23. So that gives me 73 for next turn. 73. God save Ireland. Ooh, as Sharp's sergeant would say. God save Ireland. 73. All right, on to Japan.